We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Fur Mamas. I'm Creatively Lisa, high fiving in from Long Beach, California. Ah, feels good to be here. So, before we dive in, let me ask you if you've ever been worried about the food that you're feeding your pup, that it might not be as healthy as you think. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I remember having these exact same thoughts. And so today, that's what we're talking about. Do you ever feel uncertain about whether you're doing enough to actually keep your pup happy and healthy? And what about those vet visits? Are they on? Are you on top of them? How's the teeth cleaning? All of these things play a key role in your pup. Is everything in order, or you might be missing something? Well, if any of these questions hit home for you, you're not alone. I myself remember feeling the exact same way with my Toodlebug. And I remember, she was so young at the time, but I remember finding a little bump and it freaking me out and me not having a clue what to do and how much it was going to cost, what it was, anything. And I constantly questioned, because of that, if I was actually doing everything I possibly could to ensure her well being. And the answer at that point in time was no, because there's things I wasn't doing. And it was a massive wake up call. But through trial and error, I found a way to feel confident about the choices that I was making with her health and, funny enough, with my own. And I'm here to share those simple and powerful tips that will help you be able to do the exact same thing. So let's get to it. This is going to be short and sweet and to the point because these are things that we need to concentrate on and focus on. And I have a little e-booklet called 12 Tips to Vibe High, for you and your pup to vibe high for many, many years to come. And the reason why I put the many, many, many in it is because our pups are dying at a precedented rate way too early. They're getting gray way too early. They have teeth problems and arthritis and just health issues at an extremely early age that is unnecessary. And when you can start shifting and changing how you feed your pup, type of care that you're giving him, the environment that you're in, surrounding them in, and what you're doing to spend time with them and to make sure that they're safe and healthy and thrive, all of these things play that role that will bring a much more peacefulness within you and at the same time health within them. My Thule was 12 and a half years old when she transitioned, like that. And we had just gotten a checkup, clean bill of health. She had no grays on her face. She had no arthritis. She had perfect eyesight. And the doctor said she had test results of a dog half her age. And she had perfect teeth as well. So these things are things that I was focusing on with her. And I'm going to share a few of them now. I go over all of them in my book, 12 Tips for You and Your Pup to Vibe High for many, many years to come. If you want that, please just post book in the comments and I will make sure that I send it over to you. Because I got to tell you one thing, these were the main things that made a difference in our life. And knowing that I was on top of every single thing, I felt confident. I knew that I was giving her the best possible care I could. My one drop, my one hesitation, or my one fall off was I needed to spend more time and focusing on her. I worked too much. So, and she was with me a lot, but I realized I probably worked too much. That was the only thing. Everything else, I absolutely knew that she was healthy. So let's get to it. And today we're going to focus on three essentials, three different things that are equally important. And then we'll go from there. So three essentials that will keep your pup happy, healthy, and keep you at ease and in a peaceful state, knowing that you're doing the best you possible can for your pup. You ready? Let's do this. Number one is nutrition, their nourishment. This is so important. Most of the time with pups and dogs, cats too, actually, that we're not giving them the key nutrients they need for their body. I'm actually putting together a PDF on this to know what to look for on both sides of this, because if we're not feeding them, the same difference. If you're not eating what you need to eat, you're not going to be healthy. And it's going to accelerate that aging process in you. You're going to have health issues and problems. All of this happens to them over time. And if you're not giving them the nutrition that they need, it's leaching it from their bones and from their body, and they're just, in a sense, malnourished. And why dogs get arthritis early, it's why they start graying. All of these health issues come about from prolonged, almost in a sense, malnutrition. You're filling their stomach, but it's not with nutritious stuff that they absolutely need. So let's start with the foundation of your pup's well-being, what they eat. Have you ever wondered if the food that you're feeding them is truly nourishing them? So ask yourself, where are you buying the food at, first and foremost? Where are you buying it at? What is the brand that you're buying? And then look at the top, well, look at all of the ingredients, but look at the top 5 ingredients in there and see if those ingredients, if the number one ingredient is protein source. That needs to be the number one ingredient. Not just a protein source, but a high quality protein source. Grass-fed beef, organic vegetables, free range, pasture raised. All of these things are key words that need to be on that label. And if it's not, then you don't know how solid that protein source is. So that's number one. It needs to be packed full of essential nutrients so that you can support their overall health and keep that tail wagging for many years to come. So look for grass-fed, as I said, free range and organic options. Look for whole food sources. That's number one. And stay away from those big grocery store brands. I'm going to name them: Purina, Alpo. I don't know. There's so many of them out there. Pedigree is another one. Horrible. And also you have to take it a step further and go in and see which companies are owned by those sources, because those foods, 90% of them have been recalled. Purina has tons and tons of recalled brands, and they try to say that it's quality, but if you go and look at the ingredients, you'll see that that's not the case. So I'm going to go into a much deeper in my PDF, and later on in the month, I'm going to do a webinar on this exact topic. I'm putting it together now. But you want to stay away from byproduct and meal, chicken byproduct, beef byproduct, beef meal. Basically, that's anything that's on the floor. Yes, anything that's on the floor, that's around, that's left over, rancid, it doesn't matter where it came from. That's what's being packed in to this food. It's basically just crap. You're just filling it in there. And they don't really use vegetables. And then they cook it at an excessively, fry it at an excessively high temperatures, which in turn, because of that high cooking method does two things. First and foremost, if there was any nutrition at all in the food, it's gone now. There's nothing left in there. And two, it produces a chemical called ACGs. And that is a carcinogen. And they don't have to list it on the label, because it's actually made in the production of the food. So, and it is a massively high carcinogen. So, cancer causing. So, you wonder why dogs at early ages are getting cancer. This is one of the reasons. So, be very conscious that it's whole protein, whole food sources that are on that label. And then it actually needs to be cooked at a slower temperature, baked, just like we bake food. Baked is the best way. And this is going to promote a much more healthier diet for your pup. Now, I'm not saying that that's it. So you can also really concentrate on supplements, which I'll be also doing later on in September. I'll be doing a live on supplements and the exact supplements that I used daily. Tuli and I took the same supplements, the exact supplements I used daily for her, and that helped perpetuate her to be so healthy at her age. So healthy. You'd never even know. It was fantastic. So that is so important. So these are things that I'm going to be concentrating on over the next few weeks. I'm going to look into, so I'm going to be doing a webinar on this and another live later in September on this exact topic. And I'm going to have a nice book for you to go through so you can see the different ingredients, positive ones and negative ones. And feel free to just reach out to me and say, hey, what about this food? How do I look at it? How do I tell? How do I read the label? And that I'm happy to help you with. Absolutely, because this will make a difference, first and foremost. So that will help you if you want to learn more about what to actually avoid in the dog food. So just stay tuned for that because it'll be coming and I'll advertise it as well. So on to number 2. Number 2 is regular vet checkups. And concentrate, ask your vet, ask them, and be vocal. Don't just listen to what they have to say. I was very conscious with Tuli's vet, and they knew I was more holistic. And so they opted for different types of things. I'd say absolutely not. Look for something else. And they would find different things if she needed anything. But I want to take it a step further before I get much deeper into the vet checks. We all wince at the fact of going to the vet. How much is it going to cost? How about look into pet insurance? When you have pet insurance, then you don't have to worry about it. It's covered. I had, it was a wellness and emergency care for Tuli. And so everything was literally covered. I paid a monthly premium and took her into the vet regularly for dental checkups. She got non-aesthetic dental cleanings. She needed any blood work, anything whatsoever, it was covered. And as long as the vet wrote a script for whatever it is you need, even if it's holistically, the insurance paid for it. They paid for everything. So look into insurance companies that have a wellness program and a major medical, both. And you can get that. And I guarantee you start getting that when your dog is quite young. Costs are going to be much less, and they will it will more than pay itself off. And you won't think twice about actually taking your pup in to actually get a checkup. So taking them in for regular vet checks. They are so important because they do all the checks and they feel what's going on. And early detection of anything, I'm even talking about fleas, you don't always pay attention. They make sure their nails are trimmed. Get those nails trimmed on an ongoing basis when you take them into the vet. Anything you're concerned about, any bumps, anything, take them in and just have them do a quick look. It doesn't take long, and you'll have that peace of mind of not being stressed out about it. This is going to really ensure your pup's longevity and that they thrive for many, many, many years to come by just taking them in regularly and just making sure. Bonus tip. Don't forget that your pup, as I said, needs their teeth cleaned every 6 months. Just like you do, your pup needs it done too. And you can get that done at the vet. They have service, non-aesthetic dental cleanings. And they'll go in and they'll clean the teeth, and you'll have a good record and a good idea of what the teeth are like over a period of time. I used to get sheets on her teeth and what was in, and I had to, at one point, had to stop giving her bones, big bones, because she cracked one of her molars back here and we didn't want to have it removed. So the thing I did is just, I didn't give her really big, heavy bones anymore. Now, I would have never known that had I not taken her in regularly to get her teeth cleaned. And you can save their teeth that way. And by making sure that their teeth are cleaned, it keeps infection out. The infection will slowly drain into their body and make them sick over time. So it stops that dead in its tracks. And then you're also getting their nails trimmed when you go in there too. And that helps keep their spine in alignment and does not perpetuate arthritis or any other health issues. So these are so imperative when we are talking about our fur babies. And when you come out with a clean bill of health, you just feel better. You just know you're doing a good job. Now, number 3, this is so important. And this is important for both the pup and you. And that is emotional well-being. And this, oh my gosh, this is so important. So let me ask, do you ever worry that you're not giving your pup enough love and attention? These our minds give us this stuff. But here's the secret. Here's the secret. Our pups know we love them. They know it. So just taking 5 minutes when that pops into your mind to go over and call them and just snuggle with them. Give them lots of loves and scratches and give them lots and lots of love and tell them what's going on. If you've got something, a deadline or something busy you have to work on, let them know. Say, hey, I know I'm not spending a lot of time with you today, but I've got to finish this project. And then when it's done, then we'll take extra time and we'll go for a hike. Tell them they understand. We don't think they do, but oh my goodness, they do. And always, here's a big, big tip. Always tell them the truth. They know when we're not telling the truth. They know. And that actually causes a little apprehension on trust. So always tell them the trust. Always tell them the truth. So this is something that is going to make the biggest difference. And so always spend quality time with your pup, engage with them, play with them, even if it's 5 minutes now, 5 minutes this afternoon, a nice walk in between. It's going to be good for you to clear your head, but it's also going to be good for them. And here is a huge, huge tip. When you are going out for your dog walks and spending time with them, check this out. Leave the phone at home. Be with them in that present moment. Be with them. They know it. They know it. And they're like, oh. Well, I remember when I would take my phone with me and I would be doing stuff and I'm like, I could feel her energy. She'd be all excited to go out and then she'd be like, oh. And I felt that. And you'll feel your pup too. The more you focus on this, the more you'll actually feel them and understand what they need. And I went, oh, that's hurting her feelings. She's sad. And so I would leave it at home and the whole walk would be completely different. One, I wasn't focused on anything else but her. But 2, she was much more interactive and was playful. And the entire experience was just so much better. And this will make your pup feel happier and it'll make you feel much more in your heart space and knowing that you're supporting your pup in every possible way that you can. This will actually strengthen that bond, that emotional bond between the two of you, and it's going to foster a really positive state of mind for your furry and for you. So keep that in mind. So these 3 are so important. So I'm going to go back over them, just a quick recap. 3 essentials to help keep peace of mind within you and keep your pup calm and healthy and thriving. Number 1 is their nutrition. Number 2 is wellness checks and vet checks and visits frequently so you know what's going on. And number 3 emotional well-being, spending quality time with your pup. Focusing on these things regularly will strengthen, will grow the bond between you. But what it will also do is when those moments that you just can't be there with them 100% of the time, they understand and they trust you more because you're being honest with them and you're doing the best you can and you let them know. That's going to foster a much deeper relationship. They're going to listen to you more. They're going to trust you more. And that in itself is going to allow them to love more and be happier and thriving. And that in itself is going to extend their life. That itself is going to slow down, slow down the aging process and just let them, what's the word? By doing this and taking that time. I miss my girl sometimes when I get to talking about this, but you will feel a bond between the two of you that's like no other. And that's what it's all about. That deep soul connection. And the more you care for them, the more they care for you. Our pups love us. Our pups care for us. And our pups take care of us more than we realize. We have to do the same thing in return. Full stop. I'm going to give you one more quick tip because I talk about this a lot and it's just as equally as important, is living in a non-toxic home. Make sure that you're not using chemicals and toxins in your home and around them and on them, perfumes and all of this. It's very bad, very bad. Stay away from those as well. So with that said, so there you have it for mamas. If you ever had worries that you're not doing the best that you can, you're not alone. And there's so much that you can do to support your dog's health and well-being and your own, just like I did for my wonderful Toodlebug. Whether it's choosing the right food, taking them to the vet, caring for their needs, playing with them, taking for hikes, it all makes a big difference. If you found this helpful, then please share this live with all your dog mama friends and stay tuned because next week we have a new topic, something different, and I will share that with you in the beginning of the week. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for loving your baby, and I will see you on the next live. Remember, go out and create something magnificent with your furry because they love it.